Hey, what's up all you basement dwellers? Tickle My Shoes here, aka Fluffalole, also known as the Hecate King when I play games such as EVE Online. Today in our little video series that we do about EVE Online here, we're going over the Guardians Gala, which was one of my favorite events back in the day. Now if you guys don't know what this event is it's basically the Angel Cartel and the Serpentis. They're pretty much having a little party and we're gonna show up and bust up the joint. That's pretty much what it is. So basically the build that I run right here, this is a 3-part build that I use. This is a classical build that I made back in the day. So what you guys can actually do with this build is you can do 3 things. You can do combat sites and DEDs. The second part of this build, you guys, what you can use it for is you can do Gamma, T3 and T4 abyssal sites with it. I would not suggest going into the abyss without this being like a Pith X large shield repper and making this a Republic large so that you get some more buff, as you do have the extra buff right here. It is really powerful build when you simulate it and you're actually running this one in gammas because you get the extra buff and you can kind of fight some of the neuting ships. The heavier neuting ships you have to control the range, but all in all it still works pretty good. And the third thing that you can do with it is you can do this Gala event and you can do other event things in it, etc. like that. So right now it's pretty viable to me, as we all do know that the healers are really powerful, and this is the ship that I always use to run events in. Also remember that this build right here, you guys, does work 100% for alpha pilots and new bro characters, but do remember that when you are an alpha pilot, the Gila should be considered end game level to your ships, as you can get battleships and stuff like that, but for the cost ratio and what the ship is capable of doing in the hands of an alpha pilot, this is more viable as a powerful end game vessel. So right here, you guys, when it comes to like the payouts and the loot of the site, you can see right here that the final guy is worth 5 million ISK. You get about 9 to 10 million ISK when you do this site, so it's ranging, like I did 2 of the sites right here, it's ranging between 15 million ISK in bounties that you'll get, and then on top of that, you guys, you do get a pretty sweet loot drop a few times. At least I've heard other people finding some pretty cool items. What we found was an implant worth 200 million ISK, which I'm going to throw it up on the screen right now so you guys can take a look. And there it is, so it's pretty good one, so you can find those. So you guys make sure to go out with your friends. Also, make sure to remember, you guys, that when it comes to the events, they aren't actually that hard. Some of them are pretty hard. This event right here, there's, I do believe, 2 or 3 things to this event that you should take into account and know, and one of them would be that when you do these in the green, etc. higher sec systems, the loot drop ratio will be less. When you do it in the yellow to low sec systems, the ratio will be higher, hence like Mahiria right here, 0.5, 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, those will be way better. In wormhole space, you'll get the best loot drops and you'll find the best sites. Now remember, there is 2 sites when it comes to the Gala event. You got the VIP event and then you have the Gala's regular one, which we all know. The VIP one has hacking and stuff like that, so we'll do that in the next video and I'll show you guys what it's like to be able to get that done. So that's another way that you can solve the Gala event, is if you're not a combat style player, you do have the right, if you're a passive player, to go ahead and get yourself in on the event, as it seems to be pretty fun as always. It's good to get out there and try something else, something new in EVE Online every once in a while, as most people tend to find themselves grinding the same old thing, undocking the same ships. You don't want to do that, you'll burn yourself out. But if you guys do want to go and try my Gila build and get yourself some free ISK out in the Gala event, basically this is a for solo build. You can do it with friends and stuff, you guys, but remember that you also can do the site in battle cruisers, battleships, all kinds of stuff. Also, we will be testing in upcoming videos. Stay tuned for those in the next couple of days, that we're going to be trying some of the cruiser fits that you can run the sites with, so that should be pretty fun. As remember, in EVE Online, you guys, when you're doing it with more people, the ships will be cheaper. Like if you have to beef up a ship when you go out there and you're fighting because you're solo and you have to make it tank, be stronger and stuff like that. But when you're with a bunch of friends, you can actually use cheaper ships like 20, 30, 40 million IS cruisers, and you can still get the job done. You just need about 2 to 3 people, so you make a small little gang. So I will show you guys fits for every single faction that will do the sites, so you can choose any faction you want, and they are all new bro friendly. So make sure you guys do give me a thumbs up, and if you do like the content, please do subscribe, as I do try and put out some pretty funny stuff out there for you guys sometimes, but also I try to be pretty informational, and I do my little epic adventures. Okay, so now you guys can see the ship build. You guys have a slight understanding of what the event is like story wise. There will be a link in the description down below if you want to click that. It'll be a CCP link which will show you basically their description of what the Gala event is and the story behind the Serpentis and the Angel and stuff like that. But with that said, I'm gonna undock and let's warp right to the site.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, so we are landing now. So basically when it comes to this site, it is the Angel and the Serpentis. So basically you guys, when it comes to the Angel, you just want to do explosive to them. They're pretty much weak to explosive as their prime, secondary, kinetic. The Serpentis prime is weak to thermal, and their secondary is kinetic. So basically you just want to shoot them with kinetic so that it evens out, so you don't have to keep switching. Sometimes I do switch. Also remember to carry a mobile tractor unit with you. What that does is that allows you not have to chase the loot around. And then I pretty much just orbit this right here, my mobile tractor unit. And then you guys can see I'm going to let them mess me up a little bit here, so that you guys can see what they start doing on the screen. So for me in this build, you guys, the missiles will take out the small ones easiest, and then you can drone the big ones. But you can see right here that when it comes to these sites, the little frigates and stuff like that, you want to kill them. If you're in low sec and say like wormhole space, because I'm in a 0.5 right now, but if you're in a harder space zone in a harder area, you'd want to make sure to kill these small ones and the battleship guys right away, because they will actually scram and web you. So you're pretty much screwed if you don't do that. So that's going pretty good. So you guys can see we'll talk each wave, but I'm just going to speed the camera up a little bit so that we don't have to sit here and grind this the entire time. So I'll catch you guys shortly.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, so we're here on the second wave. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward. You want to make sure to kill this. I do believe it's completely random as what the spawns are, because I haven't seen a pattern to it or anything like it yet, or I haven't done enough sites to notice it. But basically it's just random at what spawns. So kinetic seems to be fair for each. But like ones like this, you would just blap these guys with thermal if you wanted to. But you can also see that the Hugin's right here, which is this one. If I lock him up, carouseling Hugin's, he's scramming, webbing me, and pointing me. So he's increasing my signature radius. So he would be a prime target to get if you were solo or in small groups of friends worrying about being pinned down in case you had to flee. But with that being said, you guys just need to speed the camera back up till we hit the next wave.
A few moments later.
Alright, that wave's down, you guys. Oh, here's a random small one. So we can see that in this wave it would just be all these scram kiting guys. And this guy probably scrams this as well. Also the Macarials newt you. So make sure you get rid of all the newting guys first. Oh, look at this, we had a double spawn.
A few moments later.
Alright, that was the third or fourth wave. I think it was the third wave. There's 5 waves, I do believe, before the final battleship will spawn. So I do think that there's one more wave and then he will spawn. Also, you guys, you've seen that I did eat the hard shell there. What you want to do is, because I switched for shield buffer on the ancillary rig instead of more cap regen, if you take the standard blue pill and you take a cap penalty,
A few moments later.
Alright, that should be the final wave. Now the boss guy will spawn. So what you want to do here is you just pull your drones in. There's the only 2 kinds of drones that you should have in here if you're a Gila, or I guess any other ship. So you just want hammerheads and Vespas. So you see which one spawns. Sometimes the Vindicator style one will spawn, sometimes the Macarial one will spawn. So this guy, we want the Vespas out. And they web, point you, scram, everything. They try to get you within 5k. It's actually easier, you guys, to kill the Macarial one than it is to kill the other one. At least I find it is anyway. Stick this guy out. Hopefully there's a pretty good loot drop in here. Also remember, you guys, we do have a battery, so what lots of people don't know is a battery and a flux coil will actually help protect you against a heavy newt. It'll defend against 2 medium newts, and it will defend against 3 to 4 smalls. So he can't newt us out, really, unless I burn all of my cap myself by just keeping this going. Or if I were to risk eating this blue pill and I took a cap penalty. See, so right there I got hit there, so I'm going to let my cap recharge. This is where the shield buffer comes in handy. So you get free cap. Alright, let's turn it back on. This guy's going down. Also remember, there is nothing fancy about this build, it's just regular. We'll just go for the power of the drones. Hopefully we get some nice loot. Alright, so we got 49.7 million. I only want to take what's of value to me, so that would be the tiers. Oh, I went too far. Oh, because of the thing. Let's go back up here. So basically we would only want to take the 10 series effects and this. You don't want to take the scrap and stuff. Some people do. There's also fireworks and stuff like that in here, which is actually kind of cool. Let's go up here. I can show you guys I haven't gotten anything yet out of any of the other ships, except for just like junk and stuff like that. Also, usually there's always something that you have to figure out in an event. Nothing goes on with this building. I haven't seen nothing going on with these. There's an elevator over here. You can't blow up the elevator right there. Gala elevator. Let's go and look at it. Oh, what's going on there? That might be how they get their little male exotic dancers. Okay, let's go up here and grab this. So I hope you guys do find this video informational. Please do remember to please like and subscribe. Also, this is pretty much how simple the site is. It could be harder for T1 cruiser style vessels, but we will test that. Remember, battle cruiser battleships, no problem. Shiny bling, no problem. Well, there it is, you guys. That is the 2021's Guardia's Gala event for the basic combat part of the site in one of the medium, I would say, Gala event sites. So don't be afraid to get out there and get your grind on and grab a couple friends while you're at it. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.